Hello and welcome back to Robin's Wreaths, an AQ magazine series quilt presented in 5 parts, where I also present tips and techniques for this quilt and other projects. Today I would like to show you some of your options for making bias tape. Remember, it's always good to try multiple methods so that you know what you like, because what works for me may not work for you. The pros and cons mentioned here are my observations only. These are my feelings on how these products worked for me. The first one I'd like to show you are bias bars. Bias bars were metal strips that now also come in non-melting plastic, because some people were complaining about burning their fingers. I would be one of those. I had a set. I did not enjoy them, and that's why I have to show you a picture. I am always about finding ways to enjoy my process, and you should too. That's what makes quilting fun. So for this particular method, you would sew a tube of bias strip fabric. You would sew it wrong sides together, so your seam is on the outside, but that seam goes underneath the bar. The bar goes up inside the tube of fabric, and as your seam is on the bottom and you press, you slide that bar up through the tube, and then you're left with a really sharp crease on the outside of your tubes, which was a pro, I will say that. But the con was that the metal could burn, and I found it awkward when I was trying to do long tubes. The other are what they call sashers. So I came across these at market last fall, and I have not used them. I can see they have great possibilities. If you go to the American Quilter Society Facebook page, on their May 30th quilt chat video, they showed you how to use the sashers. They talked about them and gave a little demo, I believe. So if it's something you would be interested in, then you might want to check out that video. I thought a pro for these were they looked great for covering the seams of quilt as you go quilts if you do that method. I also thought they looked easy to use and came in an assortment of sizes. The con for me was the price, and plus I already have a method I love. So I personally love the Clover bias tape makers. These over here were ones that came out, I don't even know how many years ago now. The positive of these is they're very similar to what I already knew how to use, so I enjoyed that. Another positive is when you're done, there's already a fusible attached to them, which was not enough of a pro for me, because the con for me was that I felt the fusible here was an extra part I had to track, and I also felt that if I didn't stitch those vines down right away, even though they had fusible on the back, that they kind of wanted to lift off sometimes, as fusible sometimes does. Usually that's because it's a sizing issue, and I would probably say that was my issue because I did not pre-wash my fabrics. So on this, you put your fabric in the bottom like normal, and then you can see these have a little channel on them, and that fusible comes right up through that little channel. So as you're pressing, this gets attached to you're making your tape and putting the fusible on all at the same time. These are my favorites. This is my 1/4 inch tape maker. This is my 1/2 inch tape maker. Low cost, easy to use, super portable. And you'll see why I love them next time when I show you how I make my bias tape vines with them. In the meantime, happy quilting. See you soon. Same bat channel.